Hello, I'm Paul Zaychuk. Welcome to episode 6, Project Elastic Steel. Now we're going to take the props and place them into our stretches, and we're going to take all the other exercises and bring them up just a little bit. Okay, start the warm up, the wrist. Okay, do this at your own pace. I'm doing this a little bit faster. You can do this a little bit slower. You can do more circles, less circles, whatever your body needs. Okay, now we're doing the elbows. Okay. Standard is 5 to 10 repetitions in one direction, 5 to 10 repetitions in the other. Like I said before, I like to switch directions a couple of times. Okay. Shoulders. Okay, head. If you're particularly concerned about a specific joint, you may want to move slowly with small range of motion first and then increase the range of motion. For example, with the head, I would do small circles first if I'm concerned about my neck, and then I would increase it, and then I would increase it even more. Okay, arm circles. Okay, side to side, forward and back, rotation, now although we're warming up just the joints now, we're still doing the movement, so we're still getting the blood flow, still getting the heart rate up. Okay. Our breathing apparatus, the lung gets warmed up. Everything gets warmed up, although it looks like it's just a joint. Okay. Hip circles. Okay. Just move the hip side to side. Forward and back, circles. Okay, you can turn one hip forward and then the other hip forward. Okay, notice if you have knee problems, this exercise can create torque in your knees, so be careful. Okay, and the knee movement. Okay, ankle and foot. One more time, the knees. Okay, warming up your joints also is a good idea. It gives you an idea of what's going on with your joints. If you're moving your joints and all suddenly doing this and you feel something is going on with your knee, maybe you got injured, you don't know about it. Some injuries you're not going to feel till you use that joint. You can walk with an injured knee sometimes and not feel it. You start to squat with it or move it in deeper range of motion, then you may feel it. And the same thing applies to other joints. Okay, you may do normal movement, not feel anything. You try to lift something or do some kind of a forceful movement or take a joint into a range of motion that is beyond your normal range of motion, then you might feel the pain. Okay, so warming up your joints can give you an idea something's going on. Maybe you shouldn't work out, maybe you should take a look at it, maybe you should warm it up a little bit more. Okay, now we're doing the cardiovascular warm-up. Jogging in place. Once again, feel free to walk in place. Okay, walking in place. Jog in place. Walk in place. Jog in place. Walking in place is also good when you have neighbors downstairs and you do not want to disturb them. So you can walk fast enough, land soft, and not move the floor up and down as you would when you jog in place. Sometimes that's the only option. Okay. Okay, good. And now we're going to do the pushing movement and the pulling movement. We're going to change it a little bit. Okay. Okay. For the first time, I'm going to do the same thing I did before. Underhand grip. Second time, I'm going to do an overhand grip. Okay. A little bit more challenging, and we're going to do that. Okay. So here we sit down. 5 repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. I'm going to the wall now. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Notice my feet were flat. Okay. Next time I'm going to do it, my feet are no longer going to be flat. Now we're going to do an overhand grip. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And now what we're going to do is, when we do the pressing movement, as we go in, we're going to go up on toes. Add a little bit more resistance that way. Okay? And also here, you'll feel it more in the triceps. Notice you go up on toes, your hands are sort of lowered, and this allows your chest and shoulders to work a little bit more. Okay, so we do this 5 times. 1. Okay, you go up on the toes as you go forward. As you come back, the heels drop. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, never done something like this? Don't be surprised if you actually feel it in your calves just from 5 repetitions. Okay, now we're going to do all the stance warm up. Okay, with the horse stance first. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Warrior 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to add a small component which is going to hold 5 seconds. Okay, so I did my left side first, then the right. Going back to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Notice it's still the warm-up. Leg back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, the horse stance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now we go to the front stance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5-second hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now for the horse stance, you're going to alternate. You're either going to hold for 5 seconds or move up and down. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Moving your leg to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Holding 5 seconds. Okay, make sure your feet are parallel to each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, 5 seconds holding the horse stance. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So let's recap. We're staying on one leg for the warrior 2. There's the front stance. We brought the leg to the side. Notice the pattern. We go between the balanced stance and the two-legged stance. Okay. Now we have the leg here. Originally this is going to be a warrior 2. Okay. Right now it's just a basic variation of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I count that I come up. That means that I exhale as I come up. Okay, so inhale, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-second hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Horse stance now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, good. Now you're going to lift one leg and hold it on the second, move it up on the first. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Notice you want the range of motion that does not force you to bend your spine, adjust your hips. Okay, if you bring it too high and you do this or your spine collapses, don't do that for now. Okay, just bring it up to the point where this knee is just slightly bent, just slightly, and the body is vertical. This height is fine. Okay, so I was holding my right leg. Now let's do the left leg. Also 5 seconds. Okay. Okay, good. Horse stance. We're going to move up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You don't have to hold your hands here. I like to hold my hands here. You can hold them anywhere you like. Okay. Preferably you do not help yourself by placing your hands on your legs.